Welcome back to FM Storey as we're about to embark on season 16 of The Save. And how on earth we're going to match last season, I don't know. We won the UEFA Super Cup, we won the Scottish League Cup, we won our 7th successive league title, and somehow we won our 2nd successive Champions League. We have seen some of the first team players from last season depart. We've also spent quite a lot of money on their replacements this summer as well. So without further ado, let's see what happened during the summer. So as we said, we've lost some players that were first team players. Most of the early deals were young players going out on loan. And then we sold Lenny Fayette, who has been our first choice centre half for a number of seasons. We sold Jose Rachuli because he just wanted to leave. Milosavljevic was entering the last year of his contract and made it known he wasn't going to sign a new contract. Girardin hasn't really developed quickly enough to become a first choice player. Mendes, very much like Rachuli, Mendes, very much like Milosavljevic, was entering the last year of his contract, wasn't going to sign a new contract, had been out on loan and obviously played against us in the Champions League final, so he went out as well. And then another couple of loan deals. And there's potentially a couple more players that are likely to leave as well. Alan Kerr, we've accepted quite a few offers for this summer, but he's turned them all down despite the fact that he wants to go. So I'm not quite sure what's happening with that one. In terms of the incomings, we started early. We knew Milosavljevic was leaving, so we signed a replacement as soon as the transfer window opened. We signed Mohamed Amrani, French international right back. I think a much better player than Milosavljevic. Certainly better going forward and probably better at the back as well. And hopefully, someone who can help us continue this great run over the last sort of 7 or 8 seasons. We knew Mendes was going, so we needed a defensive midfielder to come in because we were having sent Mendes out on loan and having sent Lennon Miller out on loan. We were probably a player short in that area. So knowing that both of them were likely to leave the club on permanent deals in the summer, we picked up Martinez van Gijzel from Club Brugge at the end of his contract. Now he can play basically anywhere down the middle of the pitch apart from in goal and up front. He can play centre half. He's 6'4", not the best in the air, but could play as that ball playing defender. Can play as that defensive midfielder. If we switch to playing with a normal midfielder, he can play in there, and our push can play at the number 10 role as well. And then the final signing so far, player that we've tried to sign twice, I think, in the past. At one point, he did turn us down to go to Leipzig. He played against us in the Champions League final last season. And it's Guillaume Valem, who I think is, his media description is a world-class goalkeeper. I think he's only 23. He's the best young goalkeeper in the Save. And I think is a lot better than Rachuli was. Obviously, he had a great couple of seasons for us, but hopefully we're more secure at the back now with Valem there. So the expectations for the season, the board want us to at least reach the quarter-final of the Champions League. So hopefully we can do that. Although in the last couple of seasons where we have won the Champions League, we've had a tricky spell. The last 2 seasons ago, we should have gone out to Benfica in the round of 16. Last season, it was more the quarter-final that we had the problem, but that's what they're looking for is to reach the quarter-final. The board expects us to win the Super Cup. We're playing against Augsburg in the Super Cup in the middle of August. Obviously, they want us to win the Premiership. They want us to win the Scottish Cup. They actually, when the expectations for the season popped up, the expectation for the Scottish League Cup was just to reach the second round, which is the round we come in at anyway. So that obviously should be fine. looking at the season preview, we are big odds-on favourites for the title. We've got 9 of the Media Dream 11, and hopefully we should be able to win an 8th successive league title. Obviously, all it requires is one of these teams having an outstanding season, but I'm hoping that last season was a sign of where these clubs are, because Rangers finished second, but they were a long way back. Celtic had completely dropped off, and Celtic don't even have European football this season. That's my one concern, is that without them having European football, with them having less games, then maybe they can put a better run together. But hopefully we can come out and win our 8th successive title. It's time for the UEFA Super Cup, and having beaten Atletico Madrid last season in the Super Cup, we're looking to pick up another trophy, pick up the victory over Augsburg, who have got one of our former players in Rui de Galarreta in the centre of the defence. This is the side we've gone with. Obviously, Valema in goal, Amrani, Bordes, Rackler, Thibaut as the back four. We've gone with Thaler and Kerr wide. And we've got plenty of options on the bench if we do need to change things. We have played our first 2 league games of the season. We beat Dundee United 1-0 on the opening day of the season. We left it late to get the winner there, but we managed to pick up the 3 points. And then in the second game of the season, we beat Celtic pretty comfortably 2-0. Right, so we're going in with the 4-2-3-1. They're going in with the 4-3-3. We've struggled to get on the ball in the opening minutes here. We're going more into the game now. Right, they've got a free kick. It's going to be lifted into the box. And they've headed it down and then fired wide. And a throw in for them now deep in our half. It's worked into the box. Nuevo then clears down the line. Kerr onto Rajkovic. Kerr then picks up the loose ball. Goes past his man into the box. Looked like he was impeded. Now they're bringing it clear. But Thibaut steps in. Onto Goncalves. Rajkovic on the edge of the box. Works his way into the box. Fires into the bottom corner. And although we haven't really been at the races, one swift counter-attack and then some pressure on the ball after we lost it. And we're 1-0 in front. Thibaut just does well. Nicks in there. Into Goncalves, who just helps it onto Rajkovic, who then just runs around 2 of the defenders and then fires across the keeper into the bottom corner. Right, a throw in for them deep in their own half. Can we make it difficult for them to play out? Rui de Galarreta plays out. They've gone out to the right wing. Back to the centre half. Right, now we're in a bit of bother, I think, here. Although Amrani gets across, wins it back into Goncalves. Bordes to Amrani down that right-hand side. Goncalves into Thaler. And he scored another swift counter-attack. And that's put us 2-0 up, and that's 2 goals in less than 5 minutes to really take control of the game. Amrani just powers down the right. Into Goncalves, helps it on to Thaler, takes a touch out with his feet, and then again just fires across the keeper into the far corner, and that's 2-0. Well-timed pass and run. Right, Thibaut was short with the corner, curve back to Thibaut, lifts the court ball in, straight into the arms of the keeper. They then go long from the keeper. We've won the header. Rajkovic, what a ball to Simoes. He had the keeper was all over the place there, but somehow the keeper's turned it behind for a corner on the left-hand side now. Rajkovic is going to take that. Lifts it in towards the near post. It's headed up in the air. And it goes behind for another corner. Rajkovic to take again. Again towards the near post. It's headed clear as far as Thaler. Back to Rajkovic. Stands it up to the back post. Simoes pulls it back and they clear. And there we go. Half time, 2-0 up. We the opening 10 minutes we didn't start well, but as the half's gone on, we've grown more into the game. We've taken our chances, and we're in a commanding position at half-time. We've made a couple of changes at half-time. We've taken off Kerr and Simowish because they didn't have the best of halves. We brought on Pasquale and Ash just to give them a run out. There's very, very little happening in the second half. Right, Rackler with the throw. Van Giesel goes down in the box, and the referee looks like he's pointed to the penalty spot. Obviously, we're going to get a VAR check to confirm whether it is a penalty or not. And it's been given. And it's Andreas Thaler to step up to take the penalty. And the keeper's turned it behind for a corner. Pasquale to take the corner. Lifts it in towards the near post. It's headed clear. Ash gets back to get it. Right, they're playing around with it at the back. They've gone long over the top. Rackler gets his head to it. It comes straight to the right winger, who gets across into the box. And they've headed wide. And there we go, full time, 2-0 victory. And yet another trophy picked up. Second season in a row, we've picked up the UEFA Super Cup. We obviously took our chances well in the first half. Should have been 3-0 up if we hadn't missed that penalty. And the one thing so far this season, I mean, that's 3 games, 3 clean sheets. We have made some changes in the defensive area of the pitch. We've sold 2 of our first choice defenders. We've sold our first choice goalkeeper. And I think probably replaced them with better players. But it's always going to be a tough ask. And we seem to be secure so far, but obviously we've only played 3 games. And now, with that first bit of trophy in the cabinet for the season, just need to keep going the rest of the season and see how many more bits of silverware we can pick up. We're now at the end of September, and we've got our last game before the international break away at St Johnstone, and we've started the season pretty much like we started last season. We are 6 points clear at the top, having won every game. Celtic are our closest rivals at this point, but they've lost 2, including one of them to us. Rangers are down in 9th with just 8 points from their opening 7 games. Since the Super Cup victory, we hammered Greenock Morton in the second round of the League Cup 9-1. And then we beat Hibs. We required 2 reasonably late goals from Simowish to secure the 3 points there. We picked up a 1-0 victory at home against Hearts, followed by a 5-0 victory at home against Dunfermline and a 5-1 victory away against Aberdeen. We put 4 past Rennes on the opening day of the Champions League. Followed that up with a 6-0 victory against Ross County, and then in the most recent game, won 4-1 at home to Porto. So as we said, we're 6 points clear at the top of the table, having won every game so far. And obviously, the big thing was Rangers, according to the bookies, were our closest rivals. They've only got 8 points from their opening 7 games. Simowish has started the season where he left off last season. He's already got 6 in 7 games. Amrani's been outstanding, and Thaler as well, both down that right-hand side. It seems to be where we're creating the most, is down the right-hand side of the pitch. But now, just to go into the game against Johnson, they are currently sat 5th on the table, so they've started the season pretty well. But hopefully we can go into the international break with 8 wins out of 8. So this is the side we've picked for the trip to St Johnstone. We do have a few players carrying knocks who we've not decided to risk from the start. So Rackler, Goncalves, Simowish, Kerr, all carrying knocks, none of them starting. So we've gone with Thibaut in the centre of defence with Alvarez at left back. Lacam's coming for Goncalves. Andreas Thaler, who has started the season outstanding, is injured, so Cochise is playing off the right. Jordan Ash has come in for Kerr on the left, and Cameron Holm is getting a game or a start through the middle. Right, so they've got the ball at the back. They've then gone long. They've won the header. Luckily, we got back. And then Lakam's given the ball away in a stupid position down our left. Cross comes in. They've hit the bar. And they've turned the rebound home. And that is just an absolutely terrible start to the game for us. So Lakam and Cochise not on the same wavelength on that right-hand side. The cross comes in. They win the header. And then the rebound, only their player reacted. And from the kickoff, Nuevo to Lakam, out to Amrani. He nearly sold him short again. And they're through again. What are we doing? And I'm not quite sure how that's a penalty. Sends the keeper the wrong way. And after less than 5 minutes, we are already 2-0 down. And there are occasions where you just know you're not going to win a game. And this looks like one of those. What on earth has happened in this game so far? I mean, at least we haven't conceded another, but we're not looking like getting back into this game at all here. And we definitely have to make some changes at halftime because we've not seen even one of our attacks here. Alright, Cochise is having to go off injured. Alright, a free kick for them. Over the top. Bordes goes back to get it. Thibaut just hammers it along, and then they're going to come back and they've had another shot. Yeah, this is... I don't know what to say. 2-0 down at half time. I mean, at least we haven't conceded in the last 40 minutes of that first half, but this is our worst performance so far for a good 3 or 4 seasons, I think. Right, so we made some more changes at... We've made some more changes at half-time there. But it's going to take a monumental effort for us to get something from this game. They've gone long with a goal kick. Rajkovic heads it down to Ash, back to Rajkovic. Outside of the right foot, cross, and it's straight into the keeper's hands. And then they've gone long. Bordes picks up the ball at the back. Alvarez has switched to right back. Goncalves over the top to Pascual. Drives to the byline. Low cross. Rajkovic couldn't poke it home. Nuevo gets it back. Goncalves to Nuevo. Rajkovic to Ash. And can't keep the effort down. This is what's going to happen now. We're going to suddenly, having created barely any chances in the first half that we saw, we're going to have loads of chances in the second half, and then we're just not going to score them. Rajkovic down to Simoes. Goncalves is forced wide. Low into the box looking for Pascual. And we're letting them play. Oh, Pascual wins it back. Simoes hits the post, but he was offside. Right, Vilema out to Bordes, into Goncalves. Rajkovic on to Pascual. Alvarez back to Pascual. Goncalves makes the run past him. Looks to return it to Pascual. Alvarez then lumps it into the box. The keeper should have come for it, or one of the defenders should have dealt with it. In the end, Simoes gets up, heads home, and we've got a goal back. Literally, he just lumps it into the box. The keeper got nowhere near it. Simoes heads home, and we're back in with a shout in this game. And then you've got corner. We've headed it clear. Goncalves is going to chase that loose ball. He's got on the end of it. Out to Pascual, into Goncalves, on to Kerr. He's run off it, and now they're attacking. We committed so many men forward on that counter-attack. The ball's into the box, they've gone down, they've gone back from the edge of the area, hits the inside of the post, and we've helped it behind for another corner. Right, the corner comes in, we've got a head on it. Simowesh went to clear it and then got fouled, and we've got a free kick to relieve some of the pressure. We're now running out of time to even manage to grab an equaliser here. But Nuevo with a long throw, Pascual crosses, Simowesh hits the bar from close range, Goncalves heads home, and now we're getting a VAR check. And it's been given, we've levelled it up. So Nuevo with the throw, Pascual takes it on, just lifts the cross in, Simowesh should score, Goncalves is onside and nods home the equaliser. Right, Nuevo with a throw from the other side, it's gone straight to their player, they've then gone long, and they've got a 2-on-1 at the back here. Rackle gets his head to it, but straight to their player. Oh, thank God for that. We nearly gave them another goal. And then Valem's gone long. And they've got a free kick, but they've passed it straight to Bordes. Rajkovic now out to Kerr, on to Thibaut on the overlap. Tries to go around the outside. He picks up the ball again though. Nuevo over the top looking for Kerr. What a volley that is. How have we missed that? But Kerr was offside. And there we go, full time. First drop point of the season. So we should be glad that we managed to pick up a point there, because we gifted them 2 goals in the first 5 minutes and then wasted a ton of chances before we finally got ourselves back into the game. But we're still unbeaten, we're still top of the table, and now it's time for the international break, and we'll readdress things when we come back from that. And there we are, season 16 underway, still unbeaten in all competitions. We've picked up a trophy. That draw against St Johnstone made it 46 games unbeaten in the league. Now, things have started well, but we've got 2 big games to start the next episode. We've got a league game against Rangers, who obviously, as we've said, are struggling. They're down in 9th in the table. They've picked up 9 points from their opening 8 games. And we've also got the Scottish League Cup quarter-final coming up against Celtic. So join us next time to see how we get on those big games. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.